It usually starts in a meeting that feels completely normal. A project update, a manager asking for a quick alignment, a few senior people on the call, cameras off, voices calm, everything sounding routine. You say something you think is harmless. Yeah, I think that should work. Sorry, maybe this is a bad idea, but just quickly adding one thing. Nothing dramatic happens in that moment. No one interrupts you. No one disagrees openly. In fact, people even nod. But something shifts anyway. You don't notice it immediately. You rarely do. It shows up later, in decisions you're not included in, emails you're not looped into, projects where your name quietly disappears from the top of the list. What you thought was polite communication, the system interprets as low signal confidence. And once that signal is set, it starts stacking. Now, because inside companies, communication is not just information transfer, it is positioning. Every sentence is quietly evaluated for authority, certainty, and reliability. Most employees think they are being judged on ideas. They are not. They are being judged on how their ideas are delivered. And the difference between those two things quietly determines who gets trusted and who gets overlooked. If you want to understand the hidden rules of work before they cost you, subscribe. Most people believe communication at work is about being clear, polite, and collaborative. Say things respectfully. Don't interrupt. Be a team player. Avoid conflict. That's the surface layer. But inside organizations, communication is not measured by etiquette. It is measured by perceived signal strength. Two people can say the exact same idea. One gets taken seriously. The other gets mentally downgraded. Not because of intelligence. Because of delivery patterns that signal either control or uncertainty, and the system is always reading those patterns. Mistake 1. Leading with uncertainty. Maybe, I think, I could be wrong, not sure, but most people think this sounds humble. In reality, it front-loads doubt into your own statement before anyone else has even evaluated it. Managers don't consciously think, this person is weak. Instead, the brain does something faster. It assigns lower priority to uncertain signals. So your idea enters the room already discounted, and over time, you become the person whose input feels optional. Mistake 2, over-explaining everything you propose, something, then immediately justify it from 5 different angles. Not because it's necessary, but because you're trying to protect the idea from rejection. What most employees don't realize is that over-explaining reads as internal insecurity. Strong signals are compressed, weak signals expand. So while you are trying to sound thorough, the system is interpreting, this person is not confident in their own framing. And here's the hidden layer. Decision makers don't reward completeness. They reward clarity under pressure. If you take too long to make a point, the system assumes you will take too long to make decisions. That assumption sticks. Mistake 3. Excessive politeness and softening language. Just a small thought. Sorry to bother you. If that's okay, maybe we could possibly... This is where perception starts to quietly erode. Because in corporate environments, language is not neutral. It creates status gradients. Over-softened language signals one thing, low entitlement to space, and the system responds accordingly. You are less likely to be challenged in the moment, but also less likely to be taken seriously long-term. There is a quiet trade-off most people never see. Politeness reduces friction, but also reduces authority. And authority is what gets remembered. Mistake 4. Instant availability signaling. Replying to every message immediately. Jumping into every request, always being on. At first, this looks like reliability, but inside internal dynamics, it creates a different signal, low boundary control. And people don't assign high-value responsibility to those they perceive as constantly reactive, because high-value roles require prioritization power. If everything you receive becomes urgent by default, then nothing you do is strategically weighted, so over time, you get used for execution, not decision-making. And execution roles rarely become promotion paths. Mistake 5, agreeing too quickly in discussions. Yeah, that makes sense. Agreed? Sounds good. Used occasionally, it's fine. Used consistently, it creates a pattern. Low resistance thinking. And here's what most employees don't understand. Disagreement at work is not about conflict. It's about signal depth. People who contribute friction in a controlled way are perceived as thinking more critically. Not because they are more intelligent, but because they are more visibly engaged in evaluation. If you always agree too quickly, your thinking process becomes invisible. And invisible thinking is easy to replace. Now, what makes all of this harder to see is that no single mistake is enough to damage your career. The system doesn't evaluate you in moments. It evaluates you in patterns. A single sorry means nothing. A pattern of soft language becomes identity. A single quick reply means nothing. A pattern of constant availability becomes expectation. A single over-explanation is harmless. A pattern becomes your communication signature. And that signature is what managers carry into rooms you are not in. That is where decisions are actually shaped. There's a second layer most people never consider. Managers don't remember every interaction. They compress people into narratives. Not consciously, but structurally. Each employee becomes a simplified mental file. Reliable executor, strong communicator, needs guidance, high confidence, low clarity. Once that label forms, new behavior is filtered through it, so even when you improve, the system lags behind your improvement. You are no longer evaluated on what you just did. You are evaluated on what people believe you tend to do, and that creates invisible consequences. You can be technically strong and still plateau. You can deliver good work and still be overlooked for promotion. You can be liked and still not be trusted with leadership decisions, because promotions are not rewards for output. They are upgrades in perceived reliability under uncertainty. And communication is the primary input into that perception, not performance alone. Over time, these small communication patterns create structural outcomes. You become the person assigned tasks, not strategy. The person included late, not early. The person informed, not consulted. The person executing decisions, not shaping them. And eventually, the ceiling appears. Not because someone built it against you directly, but because your communication signals consistently placed you below the threshold of perceived leadership capacity. So the real shift is not about speaking more confidently in isolated moments. It is about understanding that every phrase is a signal in a system that is constantly compressing and ranking people. The goal is not to become louder. It is to become structurally legible as someone who can handle uncertainty without collapsing into it. Right? Because companies don't promote the most capable individuals in theory. They promote the ones who reduce uncertainty in the minds of decision makers. And once you understand that, communication stops being about wording. It becomes about control of perception over time. Because in most workplaces, your future is not decided when you are watching. It is being assembled quietly in conversations you will never be part of. And by the time you notice the outcome, the signal that created it was already set long before. Long